What's poppin', yo? Welcome back to I Do It Myself. I'm Wayno. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you like what it is that I do, hit that sub button, run them likes up. Today we talking about music. But we not only talking about music, we talking about actual music and the sale and what's that equivalent to versus merch. The t-shirt, the hoodie, the hat, whatever equivalates to an album sale. Should that matter? Should merch mean more than music or should music mean more than merch? I'm gonna tell you how I feel. So, this all started, as far as I can remember back, as 2018, when it was Astroworld versus Queen, Travis Scott versus Nicki. Both of them hadn't dropped the album in a minute, and the anticipation for both was extremely high, right? But who can forget the stuff that Nicki had to say at this time?
When you were number 2 behind Travis Scott, it seemed you got upset about that.
But why do people say things like upset or angry? When someone says how they feel, they're not always upset or angry.
Well, what were you feeling?
I felt like I wanted to punch him in his face.
Okay.
because
What are those emotions then, if that's not anger?
No, it's not anger. It's just what's right and what's wrong, what's fair. I've had a number 2 album, and I never cared. It's just that when you have a number 2 album to someone who's selling shirts and merch and selling passes for a tour that's not even announced yet, it feels like you're being tricked. It feels like, someone is playing a game and like beating you at a game as opposed to just selling music. I want to sell music.
Right. So you're saying that's what he was doing?
Yes.
Okay.
He sold a lot of T-shirts and sweaters.
Okay.
And tour passes. And so we're not going to have that.
Okay. All right.
Now, some could call it a contradiction, but others might call it adaptation. Are you adapting? Are you adapting to what's going on? Are you going with the flow? Are you going with within is moving at this current moment, excuse me. So the JackBoys, JackBoys 2 dropped and Travis is number 1 again. And he sold 232,000 copies. But the reason why he sold 232,000 copies is because he bundled merch with the music. Now, we got ways to go before I tell y'all exactly how I feel about all of this, because I feel like a lot of it is, for lack of better terms, just fake ass outrage, right? I feel like people pick and choose, and everybody picks and chooses what they feel compelled to speak on versus what they don't. What they feel matters, or what they feel this person is doing, and why can this person do that, and how is this person do that? But they turn a blind eye whenever people do it. And they do that based on a person's status, relationship, whatever the case may be, whatever you want to call it, or what benefits them. Nicki herself has done bundles. And that's not to slight Nicki, because Nicki makes music for a big-ass demographic and a core fan base that always supports what she does. Now, in recent times, it's subjective or debatable how much that fan base has actually supported her, not monetarily. Well, let's say monetarily, right? Because sales do reflect engagement to some sort of extent. Travis Scott, JackBoys. I'm going to do my own, I'm going to do my own breakdown of how I feel about their album, about the JackBoys album. I don't hate it, so let's just put that out there, right? But because Travis Scott, of course, is going up against, Pusha. Not even going to say the Clips. I'm going to just say Pusha. Well, I'll say the Clips because Malice going to stay quiet, but he riding with his brother 10 toes down, right? It's been like this war of, on the internet, right? It's been this war of the spitters, the people who can rap versus the ones who making music for vibes or whatever. Now, even though I came up in a time where your bars mattered the most to me, a lot of different things matter to these kids today. I'm not a kid today, so I can't speak on their behalf. But what I can speak on is what I see. They engage with things differently. And the way we used to have to get music, it was only 1 or 2 ways. A tape or a CD, right? And then we had shifted to DVDs at one point in time. And then people started packaging their DVDs with the music. Or they would put out a DVD as a promotional piece of their album. Then they started doing mixtapes. The mixtape was a promotional part for the album. Then the mixtape started selling too much. and started getting too much acclaim and praise. And then the label started saying, nah, we putting that into your agreement. We need the mixtapes. If you putting out a mixtape, we need to put it out. And now the mixtape has become the album. So it's like everything runs concurrently the same. But I want to go to another video, and this is Elliott Wilson explaining how he feels regarding Travis Scott.
Fucking system, whatever the Billboard rules are that Drake's saying you're not fair anymore, whatever, why he's not number one. The nigga that got the cheat code is Travis Scott. This guy cheats the system every fucking time with his fucking direct-to-consumer antics. Whatever the fucking cheat code he has about selling you a t-shirt and a CD you're never gonna play because you ain't got no motherfucking CD player. It's like, what does he do? Like, I don't mind it. I don't mind the record being successful. The record should be number one. It should be like, to me, like, let's say 150 around that same competing with fairly with Justin Bieber. 253 is a ridiculous amount of number, high number, that's not speaking to the cultural impact that record's gonna have. Like, that's bullshit. And he did it before. He did it with the Days Before Rodeo. He put out an old-ass mixtape, which outsold everybody that year. Did like 336. He get a fake number one early record this year, 4x4. Nobody's played that record. You playing 4x4?
No.
I mean, like, that was a number one record. This guy has the cheat code. Did someone take the coordinates away from him? How the fuck does he get this shit off?
You want to know who did this rant
Can
already?
Billboard stop this nigga? They tried to stop Ho back in the day. Can they stop him? Can Billboard stop this nigga?
Why do you...
It's a cheat code. Because I bought an ugly ass t-shirt?
Whoa.
Where you playing the CD? Where you playing the Travis Scott CD? You ain't got no CD player.
With Elliott saying that, and y'all know how I felt. I did an episode on Elliott Wilson, and how I felt about his space in the game currently. Y'all can check that out. That's a couple of months ago. But let's put things into perspective. What's the cultural impact of Travis Scott in doing this record? Now, keep in mind that Elliott is in his 50s. And that ain't no diss. Because I'm 42 and I aspire to be in my 50s. I'm going to be in my 50s in 7 years. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be 50 in 7 years. You feel me? So I'm not one of them people that's going to say, oh, nah, he just saying that because he old. He's saying what's the cultural impact based on his proximity and how he consumes things and what things mean to him. But let's be real about shit. Like, let's take a moment, let's take a step back, and let's be real about shit. Now, I seen that my favorite artist, Tyler, the Creator, has dropped an album. It's out currently right now, but as of right now, this is Sunday evening as I'm recording this, I'm on Tyler's website. Guess what he got? He got the vinyl, he got the CD player, he got the t-shirt with the vinyl and the CD player. He has, a couple of things packaged together. You got the hat, you got the box set, all of that, right? Now, Tyler Creator is viewed in a different space in the game than a Travis Scott. While I ain't gonna front, while Pusha T had pointed out a lot of Travis's ways that are questionable, let's talk about the music for a second. And let's talk about the demo that they impact. Travis Scott is 34 years old. Do I listen to his music? Absolutely. Am I his core demo? Nah, I'm not. I listen to his music. I don't buy his merch. I buy the sneakers though. I ain't gonna front. Like, I mean, the sneakers have never counted as an album sale, but I do got a few pairs of Travis Scott Jordans. I done bought a few pairs for my son, my daughter, my everybody, my wife, everybody. Feel me? But when Tyler, the Creator, comes in number one, we gonna celebrate that. You wanna know why? Because we like him a little bit more than we like Travis. Let's just call it for what it is. We like the brand, the idea of Tyler, the Creator, more than we like the brand of Travis. And let's talk about the brand of Travis for a second. The brand of Travis Scott has taken some hits. Not only did the shit with T come out with So Be It and everything he had to say, and he's telling his truth, but at the same time, the documentary is out on Netflix about Astroworld, and we know that people lost their life there, right? So the brand of Travis Scott, while it's still a very large brand, it ain't been as attractive as it used to be, especially with people pointing out his ways and then other people looking at the documentary and all that, right? But we're going to celebrate this. Let's just keep it 1,000. We're going to celebrate this. We can't complain about merch and bundles, or we can't we can't complain about merch and bundles and how much we hate it and dislike it and why it's not a good thing for hip hop when the clips, Let God sort them out. Let God sort them out is coming at 113,000. A couple of days ago, it was 90. Now it's officially, they got the number 4 album in the country. It's coming in at 113,000 equivalent sales. Let's talk about that for a second. Last episode, y'all seen me? I had on my Clips BBC collab, right? I'm trying to get the Carhartt collab right now. Am I a person that listens to that album? Absolutely. Do I indulge in the merchandise as well? Absolutely. I mess with what they got going on. I love the music. I love what it represents. Why they put out merch that I like, because, you know, Kerwin Frost, he had this silly ass comment about how only people who listen to Clips, or Clips is for men who collect cars, toys, and shop at Kith. And like I said, but Black Dynamite, I sell drugs in the community. That's why I use that, because I've never had a problem with buying shit from Kith. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kith is a dope New York brand. You know what I'm saying? Like, people have their perspectives on fashion and all that, and I ain't no fashionista nigga, so I dress how I want to dress, but I ain't no fashionista, so whatever. I'm talking about that on a whole nother show. But let's talk about that for a second, though. I'm going to wear my merch, and I'm going to listen to this album. I've been listening to this album every single day since the shit dropped. So if I buy the merch, should I not count towards the sale? If I know that the merch is counting towards the sale and I want to help my favorite artist drive they numbers up, what does that say for that? What's the cultural impact of that? Merchandise has always been a part of hip hop. How you get it has changed. Merchandise used to be a thing that you could, well, let's say sometimes for promo items, the street teams used to have the merch. They would give out the t-shirts. You know what I'm saying? They would give out the t-shirts. They would give out little hats, whatever, trinkets, because those was promotional tools to make somebody go spend $10 to $20 for the CD or the tape, regardless, wherever you was getting your stuff from, right? But today that shifted. And I'm not going to sit here and condemn a Travis Scott for hitting number 1 when I'm saluting the Clips for hitting number 4. Their pure album sales, it says, was 54K, I believe. So 57,000 made up for merchandise, t-shirts, hats, and they got merch with everybody. They got Denim Tears, collab with Denim Tears. They got a collab with Cause. You know what I'm saying? They got a collab with Carhartt, Billionaire Boys Club. You know what I'm saying? And then they got a couple of items that just, they got the vinyls. And we are excited about this shit, but it can't be one way for this guy just because we don't like him and the other way for the next person. We can't condemn Travis for selling 250 or 230 just because he's not rapping a certain way. And then we big up Tyler, because let me tell you something. I'm a Tyler stan. I'll be the one to say it. I'm a Tyler the Creator stan. Before I even hear this album, yeah, I'm jacking the album already, because that's how much I trust in his brand. That's how much I trust in this nigga's music. That's how much I believe in what it is that he does. So I'm not going to sit here and condemn the Travis to big up the Clips, or I'm going to big up the Clips to point the finger at the next whomever who does it. Because what is we talking about here? The people that buy Travis Scott's merch, them little white kids. Now listen, let's call it what it is. I might not hang out with them. I don't hang out with little teenage white kids or teenage black kids. You know what I'm saying? I don't. I have two teenage, excuse me, goddamn. I'm so passionate I get worked up. I got 2 teenagers, an 18-year-old and a 13-year-old. If they want to buy the merch, does that not impact them? Do they not give a damn because it might not be the same hip hop we came up on? When you start moving these goalposts, you know what I mean? It becomes that, it becomes red from Friday. Oh, that was different. Nah, man, nah. We got to start saying we got a problem with said person. Because Elliott Wilson, one thing I will say is the 4x4 record, I'll give him that, because 4x4 Don Toliver greater than 4x4 Travis Scott. I don't even know what the 4x4 Travis Scott record sounds like. And has he found a way to trick the system? Maybe. Yeah, he has. Let's just call. He's figured it out how to run his metrics up. You know what I mean? Even when he did the Days of Rodeo. But that's his brand. And people buy it. It's not like you don't go to a festival and if Travis Scott is playing, you don't see a bunch of kids with that shit on. It's not like they're buying all of this and burning it into some hole somewhere because they can't sell it or can't get it off. People are into his brand. And I just think that, like, we got to take a moment to put things into perspective of, I'm supporting whatever T and Malice do. Love what them brothers do musically. Good men, and love what they do musically. And if my shirt or my hoodie or my hat means that I bought the Clips album because there's no physical experience anymore. Remember when we used to get the CD and we used to open it, or the tape and open it, and you take out the artwork and you start reading it and you looking at the thank yous and you looking at who produced what record and who's featured on what? We don't have that no more. We don't have that. So the only physical experience that we have is merch or live experiences. So people complaining, oh, the tour passes and this and that and that and this. It can't work for Pusha T and them. It can't work for them and not work for them. It can't work for Tyler, the Creator, and not work for whomever else is coming up that's going to do that shit. If you got a problem with whomever is putting out whatever and you just don't like the music, then say that. But nobody's going to sit here and pretend like Travis Scott is just some artist that don't sell no motherfucking music. Like he's an artist that don't nobody listen to him. That's not real. That's not real. Now, personal problems, how you feel about the nigga, I think his ways is a little funny in the light. Very funny in the light. You hold up that, you know, the Meltdown song to the light. You hold up that, you know what I'm saying, Sicko Mode song to the light. You hold up that moment about Like That when he's telling, yo, do the song. And it's a Kendrick diss to Drake, and Drake is his man whenever he need a record. Yeah, that's funny looking. That's definitely funny looking. But that has nothing to do with cultural impact. Cultural impact is not in only one space. It's not. If we're going to celebrate these same artists that we love for being international, because if I see Pusha T and them over in London and they got a show and niggas is singing that shit word for word, or if they're in Africa and they singing it word for word and I see a couple of them shirts there, I'm going to be happy that them sales equivalated to some album sales for them. You feel me? Same with Tyler. When I see Tyler, the Creator, and I think about all the times I used to go on oddfuture.com and go listen to his mixtapes and then go buy his albums. You know what I'm saying? And I'm happy. Yeah, I'm going to buy me something. I'm buying me something off golf. Shouts out to Free Lunch too. They doing something with Tyler. Don't come if you don't want to dance. They got a whole thing. Listen, I love this shit. Times have changed though. That's one thing that we got to accept. Times has changed. Engagement is different. Fanfare is different. And all of these different fans got different perspectives and different outlooks, and they engage in different ways. Y'all tell me what y'all think though, because I know I'm not bugging. For the ones that rock with me, you know how we doing. For the ones that don't, eventually will. This is I Do It Myself. I catch you on the next one. Peace.